Hey everybody, this is Greg Gossett from Gossett Trading and Mentoring Live, and today is Monday, July 19th, 2021. We are in the final hour of the trading day and the first day of the new trading week. As you know, the end of day prices are my favorite prices to make my buying and selling decisions from, because at the end of the day, the large financial institutions come in, they take control of the price away from the day traders and the algorithms. I consider it a long-term edge in your trading to follow what the smart money is doing. And in this case, the smart money are the large financial institutions. So I hope you're all staying safe out there. Wow, what a day. My gosh. Currently, the Dow Jones is down 911 points, down 2.63%. The NASDAQ down 208 points, down 1.44, and the S&P down 91 points, down 2.11%. So, boy, what a day. I hope you're all staying safe out there. This is a good reminder that the market can do anything at any time. We want to position size correctly. Volatility has picked up to an extreme level today. And so anyway, I hope you're staying safe out there, and appreciate you coming, by the way. Appreciate you spending your time here and spending time with me. And I hope by doing so, you're learning some good trading and investing principles. So here's the plan for today. First of all, we are going to run the U.S. legal disclaimer. Secondly, we're going to come back, take a look at my current positions. Thankfully, I only have two on the daily, GS, GP, and SPY. Did have a day trade on Qs that I'll share with you as well. After that, we're going to go over to the board and we're going to take a look at my students' current positions. I do see a lot of red over there, but I do see some green as well. I see some nice up green, so that's good. After that, we're going to talk about trader psychology, probably pretty important on a day like today when everyone's emotions get revved up. So we will definitely touch on that. After that, I've gone down through my watch list. I've gone down through the results of Kamal's scanner. I have three requirements whenever I'm looking to enter a new trade. First, confluence combination of indicators. Second, good risk to reward ratio of at least 2 to 1. Third, make sure you have a complete trading plan. For me, that includes position sizing based upon the volatility of the market, knowing what my maximum allowed loss is, knowing where my emergency stop is, knowing where my end of day stops are, knowing where my intraday profit targets are, knowing where my overhead resistance levels are, and knowing that I have a complete and valid trailing stop methodology in place, so that if I do have a nice move on a trade, I don't give it all back, because that happens and it is no fun. So I do have some end of day candidates. Going to go through those carefully, look at the multiple time frames, look at the risk to reward ratios, keep in mind correlation. And if I find something at the end of the day, one of the candidates, if it qualifies, I will go ahead and purchase it. If not, then I'll just pass, right? But after the market closes, if you have any questions for me, please let me know. If you need clarification on anything, please let me know. If you have any stock symbols that you would like me to look at today, please let me know that as well. Just go ahead, put it in the live stream. I will do my best to get to it before the close of the day. And then lastly, if any of my students have any new entries or exits for me today, if they could please wait till the close of the market before they tell me about them, so that I'm done trading, I'm done teaching, pressure's off, and we'll spend as much time as we need to get it all taken care of, okay? So hang tight. I'm going to run the U.S. legal disclaimer, and I'll see you back here in 40 seconds. Thank you. This video or live broadcast, like all instructional materials produced by Gossett Trading and Mentoring LLC, is created and published for informational and educational purposes only. Please carefully read and/or listen to the U.S. government required disclaimer before watching this video or live stream broadcast. The video link and disclaimer text are located in the description section of this video or live broadcast, here and here. Thank you so much. Okie dokie, here we go, Smokey. Let's see who is here today. First off the bat, we have Michael Wilkinson. Lova, good to see you, Lova. Hope you're having a good day. Hope you had a nice weekend. Dan gives us the peace sign. Thank you, Dan. Hope you had a good weekend as well. Steve Burns is here. Good to see you, Steve. Always an honor and a privilege to have you here, Steve. You know I mean that, and I know everyone else here feels the same way. Steve says, hello, traders. I hope everyone is staying safe from the bear attack. Yeah, this is a massive bear attack today. My gosh, unreal. Tracy is here. Hi, all. Good to see you, Trace. David is here. Hi, David. Good to see you, sir. Frank is here. Hello, Greg and group. Good to see you, Frank. As always, thank you for everything you do for this channel. Ava, how you doing, Ava? Good to see you. Hope you had a nice weekend. Looking forward to our next lesson for sure. So let me put this over here and let me put that over here. Well, let's just get started. I do have two positions here on the daily. First one, CoStar Group, nice setup a couple days ago. Gary, the dynamic duo of Tracy and Paxton, Ava, Jonathan, and I did buy a CoStar Group with the 520 crossover and higher low close back above the 200-day moving average, and the trigger of the fractal. Fractal is a high with two lower highs to the left, two lower highs to the right. And it held in there pretty well on Friday, but today it has given up. I am going to sell this today if it closes under the 200-day moving average, down 1.87%. So not so great there, but it was a nice setup. I would take that setup every time if I had it. Probably, you know, if you took this setup 100 times with that confluence of signals, you probably make money 65% of the time. But this was one of the ones where it didn't. So just kind of have to let that run off our back like a water off of a duck, and look for a new setup. So I will be selling this today at the close of the market, unless we have some big move back above the 200. That would be nice. Overnight SPY trade. Well, not so hot tamale. I did buy this on Friday at 431.34. Did gap down, got out at 426.20. So that was a big major gap down. I mean, my goodness, that's a 5-point gap on the overnight SPY, but that's how it goes. And I will not be deterred. I will buy this again today at the close, hold it overnight, take the overnight risk, sell it first thing tomorrow morning. So those are my only two positions, thankfully. I did have one day trade today on the Qs earlier in the day. I didn't do a lot of trading today. I had some company, and so it was not in front of the screens. But I did buy the Qs here with this higher low V1. We have a close below the -1 ATR channel. We rally into the value zone. We pull back. We test the -1 ATR channel. Bought here at 353.76. Next day moved up, or the next bar moved up strong. I sold half at 354.42. Had a rejection of the 50 RSI right about the same price, almost exactly the same price. And no, excuse me. First big bar up, then closed below the previous day's low and the loss of the 50. So I got everything. So got out here, got in here 333.76, out at 334.42. So anyway, my one day trade, positive today. Grateful for that. Looks like the Qs are rallying here, but you know, in 2 seconds that could be gone. Let's take a look over here. Let's go through your positions while we have them. CLB. I have Michael and David still having CLB. Nice confluence of signals, under 30, over 30, under the -3rd, over the -3rd, and a V1 in here at 36.90. Did hold. Friday lost the 30 RSI, but I still have Michael and David in here down. That is down 3.73% today. Look at this, everyone. This is one of the biggest trades you're going to see. This is from Ava. Ava took a higher low V1 on UVXY, which is double leverage VIX. She bought at 27.90. It is at 37.10. It's up 28.39%. What a huge move up today, Ava. So anyway, let's be grateful, happy for Ava that she had this nice trade here, but that's a beauty, up 28.67%. Monster Energy. Steve bought the 520 crossover on Monster at 93.08. It's currently 92.39. It is down today. It's down on the day and down on the trade, but hanging in there pretty well considering. So That's Steve with the 520 crossover. IWM, Steve also bought, I believe this is Steve, bought IWM. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's Steve. Let's see. Yep. All right. With a bounce near the 30 RSI, bought that at 214.90. It's currently 210.93. It is down 1.87%. So down on the day and down on the trade. Frank bought UNH at 413.20. I know he sold half at 420 exactly. Big day down to here, but glad to see that Frank did take half of the profits off, which mitigates the risk down now. So down 2.82% on the day, but glad Frank's sold half. Really glad. XLU, oh boy. Ava bought XLU at the 520 crossover at 64.81. Moved up beautifully, but big down bar today. It looks like it's slightly above her entry price. I don't know if Ava took profits along the way, but if she did, she still has a profitable trade. But that's a big down day on XLU. BNTX, look at Ava. Higher low V1. Bought at 211.20, up 5.4% today on a down day like today. Way to go. Ava is up 13.47% on this trade. So outstanding. WDC, Western Digital, Steve bought at 64.21 with the bounce off the 30 RSI. It is 28.59. It is currently under the 30 RSI. So this one's down on the day, down on the trade. SSRM, Jonathan bought SSRM back here at 15.59. Under 30, over 30, V2, under the negative third, over the negative third, 15.59. Moved up, up. Got out a half on Friday, which I'm glad, with the close below the previous day's low. And now down 4.93%. But looks like still positive on the trade because Jonathan did take some profits while he had them. And then last but not least, ZHB, the dynamic duo, did take ZHB here at 153.10. It's currently 149.87. Kind of hard to get anything to go up on a day like today. And this is no exception here. So this looks like it's losing the 30 as well. So tough day out there, everyone. No doubt about it. Tough day. All right. Kamal is here. Hello, traders. Good to see you, Kamal. Thank you for everything you do for this channel, buddy. Hope you're having a good day. Timothy is here. Hello, Greg and everyone. Rough day for the B-ball game, was good this weekend. That's true. It was. I can't believe Milwaukee's up now, but I've been following that, Tim. I know you have as well, but definitely a tough day in the markets. David said, I thought you bought VIX on Friday. I did buy VIX on Friday, but I bought it as a weekly. Trade. So it is a good trade on the weekly. It's up 16.95%. My little VIX trade up 17 points now and did hit 2 profit targets, but it is a weekly trade. So we'll look at that at the end of the week. But yes, I did. Frank says, I had a very fortunate trade with AN this morning, in at 101.95, sold half at 108 and the balance at 106. That does sound fortunate. What is AN? Oh, Auto Nation. Is that up today? I would say so. Wow, good for you, Frank. Beautiful. Steve says, Grand Slam trade, Ava. I 100% agree. Michael says, Ava, 28 explanation points. Yeah. Well, those higher lows that we've been talking about, Ava, right? ATEX says, wow, Ava, need to follow your lead going forward. Good to see ATEX. Steve says, I did not buy IWM yesterday. Oh, I have that as a... Okay, well, I guess that's why I didn't have it. That's crazy, huh? My memory would have said for sure. But I'm wrong, as I often am. David says, I sold CLB on Thursday. Sorry, I did not report. That's okay. I'm glad to hear that you did sell it. Okay, we'll take that off. Steve says, VIX has a 1030 EMA, but already at the 70 RSI. So no trade for me on SPY puts. I'm looking at IWM to buy the 30 RSI retaking. Okay, so let's put IWM back there. And let's try it again. Okay. All right. Michael Wilkinson says, Ava 13. Tracy says, it was me that bought IWM. Oh, okay. Let's put it back up. All right. Thanks for that, Tracy. I thought someone did. I had it up there for a reason. All right. Okay. Let's put DD back up there. Done and done. Okay. Ava says, out of my last small piece of XLU at break even. Okay. Remind me there at the end, Ava, and we'll get that all taken care of. Ava says, thank you guys. Just got a little lucky. Waterbender says, hello, traders. Good to see you, Waterbender. Steve says, I almost bought IWM and today may be the day. Sounds good. Today may be the day. Waterbender says, you're starting to feel like family. Well, thank you. Welcome to our family, Waterbender. Johnson says, hello, traders. I am late. Better late than never. Better late than never, Johnson. Always nice to have you here. Let me grab Frank's poem here. Put it on over here like this. And there we go. So let's see. Ooh, you know this is going to be good today. There's a stealth to the market we must know and respect, not something to quantify or closely inspect. It moves in ways that are always unchecked, despite all we know and the knowledge we collect. Very nice, Frank. Let's do it one more time. There's a stealth to the market we must know and respect, not something to quantify or closely inspect. It moves in ways that are always unchecked, despite all we know and the knowledge we collect. Oh, beautiful, Frank. Beautiful. Let's let Frank know we know that poem, because that is a wonderful spot on poem. Steve says Dash has a new 520-day crossover in a week tape. Yeah. Yes, it does. It does barely have the 520 crossover for sure. I have that on the weekly. Saknik? Sorry, I can't get a hold of that word. Saknik. The only green bar today for me was NVIDIA. Let's look at NVIDIA. Huh. For some reason, my NVIDIA is not popping up here. Oh, here we go. Good. Good. Okay. Well, this is an interesting day. Let's look at the indexes real quick, shall we? Dow Jones down 902 points. Well, we were above the value zone. We have come back into the value zone, or we have lost the value zone, and we're bouncing off the 100-day moving average. Let's take a look over at the weekly. Right smack dab in the value zone. Monthly is in an uptrend. Weekly is in the value zone. Daily has lost the value zone. Boy, this is tough. That's a big old gap. My gosh. NASDAQ. We were above the value zone. We came right into the value zone. We couldn't hold. We lost the value zone. So, I was teaching Michael last night, and when this happens, one of two things are going to happen. We can either rally back up into the value zone, look for a pullback, look for a higher low V1 or V2. That's one option. Or we may continue lower and visit the 30 RSI. I don't know. It's possible. SPX, I mean, look at this. You know, there's an old saying, the market goes up by the stairs and down by the elevator. This was definitely the stairs. I mean, today wiped out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, like 20 days. 20 days of gains in one day. So that's, you know, you need to be aware of that. You need to be that the market goes down faster. Fear is a stronger emotion than greed. Wow. This is wild. This is wild for sure. Sachin. Okay, good. Now I should have that. Sachin. Thank you very much, Sachin. Johnson says, today is a reverse of recent regime we have witnessed. Index is red, but lots of green in mid-cap watch list. Oh, interesting. Timothy says, AMD and HPQ have confluent signals. Well, let's look. Very nice, Tim. AMD does look pretty good there. Bounce off the 200-day moving average and a V1. I like it. I'm going to put it on my list. Let me do a little bit of math. Good eye on that, Tim. Really great. All right, and let's look at Tim's other one. HPQ. Not as good, that one. This one has lost the 30 RSI. Earlier in the day, there was a confluence, but I don't see it right now. So I'm going to stick with AMD as the potential there, okay? And you probably can see why, right? Lost the 30 RSI again. Didn't bounce off the 200, where AMD is green, V1, intraday rejection. We have earnings coming up, something to keep in mind. Steve says lift bounced near the 200. Yep, it definitely did, and probably went under the 30. Should we check, Steve? Right about the 30. So very close to that 200 and the 30 RSI. Fiverr under back over the 200-day moving average. Yes, and a bullish engulfing bar and a V1 and green on the day. That looks pretty good. I'm going to write that one down as well. Okay. Kamal wants to look at D-Dog. D-D-O-G. I like it. Only one day sideways motion, but it does have a false breakout to the downside here in a V1, so that is also good. I'm going to put that one on the list. Right, Roku. Let me put that down here while I'm. Okay. All right, what else do we want to look at? Roku. Very similar. Under 50, over 50 RSI. I like it. Let's look at the weekly. Back above the 1 ATR channel. That one looks good. I think I like D-Dog better. And Shopify. It's very, very similar. Washed out the previous low. 1 day sideways. Bullish engulfing bar V1. That Shopify up on a down day. Let's check the weekly. holding the 5 EMA, so that'd be okay. I still think I like Datadog the best all in all. It's yeah, I think that one's my favorite, but all three good. DKNG. Under 30, over 30, under the negative third, over the negative third, with the V1. That looks pretty good, Kamal. Weekly's okay. Does have earnings coming up, it looks like. Tesla. Lost the V1, but yes, good intraday rejection of the 200-day moving average. Good risk to reward ratio. Steve says, Fiverr, nice setup here, only at 45 RSI. Ava says, NSL under over 30. NSL. Oh, I don't think that went under 30 today, Ava. NSL. NLS. Sorry. My bad. Yes, 100% right there. 38 RSI though. It's a little bit of a little chasey, right? I mean, I have to look at 38 down to 30 as my risk. I have to look at 38 to 50 as my reward. So there is more upside than downside on this, but it's definitely not 2 to 1. Sony bounced at the 200-day moving average. Yes, it did. Good risk to reward ratio there too. I like on the -1 ATR channel. Let me write that one down. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff to look at here. Let me do a little math. Okay, so I've got Sony up there as well. VJ says VIXY, buy or hold. Well, let's take, VIXY. VIXY. Well, you know, the VIX is a strange beast. I mean, you know me, I'm not going to let a 20% gainer go back down to zero. I mean, my honest opinion, I'm not telling you what to do there, VJ. But, you know, if that were me, I would at the very, very, very least take off half, if not all of it. I mean, we're up at the 6th ATR channel. It's up 20%. I mean, you know, it could continue tomorrow. VIX has a way of going up strong and then dropping strong as well. But me personally, if I was in that trade, which I am on the VXX, but I have taken profits today as well. All right, David wants Etsy. I have that on the list to look at, David, so we'll look at that. Steve Spice, I have that on the list as well. TER. Paradigm. It was earnings this morning, Steve, or were they this afternoon? I remember looking at this, and I didn't look to see if are earnings out of the way. If they are, that might be good. Maybe somebody could tell me. Let me see. Yeah, I don't see. If anyone could look that up for me, because on my chart it does have earnings. I don't know if that's today or tomorrow, or was this morning or this afternoon. VMW bounce. Yep, and a V1. Very good. There's a lot of those patterns right there. A lot of those patterns. So listen, before we start going through the end of day trades, and I think we have a lot of good potential candidates there that a lot of you have pointed out. Thank you very much for that. But before we do, let's start the week off right with some good trader psychology. This is from Steve Burns. That's why I was talking about starting it off right. Let's start off the week right by a post by Steve Burns. Steve is over at S. Joseph Burns over on Twitter. Please follow him. He has great posts. They're well worth reading. He has a great website over at New Trader U. U is in university, U, newtraderu.com. He has great courses, great books, great content. And he has a brand new book on Amazon on technical analysis. If you could look that up, The Complete Guide to Technical Analysis on Amazon, one of the best sellers over there. So congratulations, Steve. But let's see what Steve has to say today. The market gods are very good at crushing big egos. Stay humble, especially after recent success. And this is at SAXENA_PURU. So that is a very good saying, everyone. There are market gods. I believe in them. They don't like when they don't like when you get cocky. They can deal with you swiftly and crush your ego. There's a lot of big egos out there, and a lot of big egos are being crushed today by the market gods. Just want to add in there that is why I do not buy at that second, third ATR channel, because now it has just crushed. Now, are there some opportunities now? Maybe. Definitely maybe. I mean, definitely lower prices back in the value zone. But Steve's 100% right. The market gods are very good at crushing big egos. Stay humble. Always stay humble, everybody. Don't think you're getting good at trading. That's a fleeting experience. So, stay humble. If you're humble, you position size correctly, you don't get cocky, you'll have days like today. They won't be fun, but they won't be devastating. So, whenever you start thinking that you really have got this game figured out, and you're calling your friends and you're bragging, well, that's probably a sign. So please stay humble. Thank you, Steve Burns. Appreciate that. That's helpful for me. Hope it is helpful for everyone else. Oh, Steve says UTZ under 200, over 200. Yep. Looks like a higher low close back above the 200-day moving average. Down a penny. Not bad. Weekly above the 1 ATR negative 1 ATR channel. Not bad. Not bad at all. Not bad at all. And then we looked at VWM bounce. So real quick before we get to new potentials, of course, I am selling GSGP today. Close over the 200, close back under, down 1.81% today. So I will be getting rid of this today. And that's all I have other than SPY. And of course, I will be buying SPY at the close today. Waterbender says, so is it too soon to order my Lambo? Maybe not if you were short today. Maybe today's the day. Johnson says, snow higher, low V1, 53 RSI, weekly in the value zone. Into the value zone, no day sideways, 1 day sideways. I prefer a little bit more sideways motion, but it's not bad. Weekly is in the value zone, holding the halfway of the big up bar there. So, that it could be okay. I would prefer some more sideways motion before I got interested. TOL. Toll Brothers not too bad. Under 30, over 30. V1, intraday rejections, 200-day moving average. Bounce at the 50 SMA on the weekly. Not too shabby, as my dad would say. Not too shabby whatsoever. Good risk to reward ratio. There's a lot of stuff out there. Steve says TER earnings after the bell. Okay, so let's be careful with that. Waterbender says, I lost money today, but very small losses. That's fine. Small losses are allowed in profitable trading. Well, let's get to it and kind of take a look, see what's going on. A lot of things going on here today. SPCE, Virgin Galactic, intraday rejection of the 200-day moving average, and a V1. Decent risk to reward ratio, pretty good. Weekly, big down bar last week. I'm a little concerned to get in front of that big bar on the daily. I think Virgin Galactic is a little volatile for my taste, especially that there's some, bigger, stronger companies right now that are quite a bargain as well. Steve says TrendSpider earnings are July 27th. Oh, NASDAQ says the 20th. Okay. So, yeah, sometimes earnings are different dates. Thank you for checking on that today, Steve. So there's space, yes. Intraday rejection of the 200-day moving average and a V1. Pretty good risk to reward ratio. If we look at the weekly, holding the 50-week moving average, I don't like the big down bar, the day one bar here on the weekly. So I'm going to pass on that. AARK up on the day today, intraday rejection of the 250-day moving average. It's a little extended from that. It does have a V1. Weekly, we had the big down bar last week. Doesn't mean that this isn't a good risk to reward ratio here, but it's not that great. And we have the 200-day moving average above us as some resistance. So I think I'm also going to pass on that. Budweiser, wow. Hammer today, down 3.52%. Probably want to wait for a close back above the 200-day moving average. Caterpillar, I kind of like it. It probably is going to depend for me whether or not this can close back over the 30 RSI, but really good risk to reward ratio, under the negative third, over the negative third, under the 200, over the 200, on a big name like Caterpillar after a huge move down. So let me mark that as a potential. Etsy, intraday rejection of the 200. Little chasey for my blood here, though. IBB, higher low V1, under 50, over 50, bullish engulfing bar. That looks pretty good as well. WBA, I've been watching this one for a while. That's Walgreens. Nothing today, but I would be interested if we could get a bounce off the 250-day moving average. IWM, 28.91 right now on the RSI, off of its lows. Did reject the negative third ATR channel above it. I don't see anything here I would buy. I would probably, if it closed above 30, I would consider it. If we go down, reject the 200-day tomorrow, I would also consider it. AMD, Timothy talked about this to us. Nice V1, intraday rejection of the 200-day moving average, over on the weekly, holding the 50, holding the 20. Earnings coming up on the 27th, so there is some holding the time there as well. That one definitely has a potential. DDOG, we talked about that from Kamal. Return to value. Only one day of sideways motion, but we did get a false breakout to the downside, intraday rejection of the -1 ATR channel. On the weekly, we're holding the 5, so yes, that one would be something I would look at. And then Sony, Steve talked about Sony, bounce off the 200-day moving average. MACD is still positive, down 3.16% today. On the weekly, still holding in the value zone. So let me get my potentials over here. Caterpillar, IBB, AMD, DDOG, and Sony. So here comes the work, right? Trying to figure out which one. I do like Caterpillar. I do like, if it closed above the 30 RSI, I would really like it. I still kind of like it right now, but I'd like it better if it was strong enough to close above the 30. Intraday rejection of the negative third ATR channel, intraday rejection of the 200-day moving average. If it closed over the 30 RSI, I'd like it better. On the weekly, not so great. The second ATR channel is resistance above it, but we'll see what the rest of the market does here. Excuse me. IBB, pretty good. Doesn't have the crossover yet, the 520 crossover, but this is a higher low V1. Relative strength is good. Let's look over at the weekly. Weekly rejected the 1 ATR channel. That one concerns me a little bit. AMD, positive on the day. That's big in itself. V1, intraday rejection of the 200-day moving average. Nice pullback on the weekly. I do kind of like AMD. A lot of volume. Datadog, nice today. The only thing can say about Datadog is that on a day like today, I think I'd rather buy a Caterpillar than a Datadog. So that's just me. And then Sony, a little weak here, but did bounce off the 200-day moving average. So I do like Caterpillar if it closes above the 30. If it closes above the 30, I will buy it. IBB, higher low V1. This is the NASDAQ Biotechnology. The weekly had that 1 ATR channel, so not as much. AMD, intraday rejection of the 200. Weekly, I like. And then Sony, nice little bounce there on the daily, and the weekly holding the negative 1 ATR channel. All in all, right now, I like Caterpillar if it can close above 30, but it doesn't look like it is right now. AMD, I probably like AMD the most. Green on the day, nice support on multiple time frames. So yeah. So CAT and AMD are what I'm going to put up here. VIX coming off a little bit. Let's take a look at Boeing. Look at this, everybody. My gosh. Just crushed. Just crushed here on the daily. Wow. Lost the 30, lost the 250, lost all sorts of stuff. Steve says small losses are good losses. Lily would like to look at team. Nice return to value, nice sideways motion. I mean, it's okay. Up on the day, I mean, we did come into the value zone. We moved sideways, 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 and a V1. So yeah, it's, you know, it's legitimate, good risk to reward ratio, like the relative strength on there as well. Waterbender says, yes, Steve, you right. Big wins, small wins, break even, or small losses, just not a big loss. That's exactly right. Jazz is here. Hey, good to see you, Jazz. Let's look at Fubo. Don't really see anything there. It's a V1, but it's not in the value zone. Not quite low enough for me, Jazz. Timothy says PACB. Okay. Bullish engulfing bar. Rejection of the 200-day moving average. Good risk to reward. Weekly. Holding in the value zone. That one's pretty good as well. That one's pretty good as well, Steve. I mean, Tim. Michael wants to look at net. Pretty good. 1 day sideways motion, false breakout to the downside, bullish engulfing bar. Let's look at the weekly. Weekly's holding the 5 EMA. That looks good as well. A lot of good ones here. Steve exited WDC based upon the loss. He also exited Monster. The loss of the previous day's low. MRKR. Holding that 200-day moving average. That's good. Hey, give me 1 sec. Let me take care of something real quick. I will be back about 30 seconds. Okay. A lot of stuff to choose from today. A lot of stuff to choose from. It's, you know, you really can't buy it all, but Caterpillar, I'm going to pass on Caterpillar unless we can close above the 30. AMD's taking off nicely. I like that. IBB's decent little higher low V1, green on the day. Datadog does look good. I got to say that, Kamal. Datadog does look good. And Sony also looks pretty good. I mean, it has done pretty well and held support at the 200-day moving average. That's happening today as well. Let's look at the weekly again. Weekly's in the value zone. Yeah, you know, it's kind of hard to pick. You don't know which one. Caterpillar, ooh, not quite over the 30 yet though. AMD. What I like about AMD is the big move up, the comeback down, and the bounce right at the 50, as well as the confluence of the bounce of the 200 and being green. I think I'm going to go, I may go with Caterpillar if it can close above the 30. It might get there, but right now AMD probably is my favorite. So edit, yes, does have a V1 above 50 RSI. Weekly value zone. Yes, it is. The only thing I don't like about that there, Johnson, is we don't have a close above the 200-day moving average, right? That already told us today that sellers came in at that level. I'd rather wait, pay a little higher price, and get a close above the 200 with the 200 below me as support instead of above me as resistance. Hope that makes sense. Okay, we have about 9 minutes. What are the QZs doing? Well, they are holding the -1 ATR channel, so that's good. Glad to have a good little day trade on that earlier in the day. But percentage-wise, the Qs are down the least. So there is maybe a little bit of buying going on in technology, whereas the Dow is getting hit the hardest. Michael says, do you ever buy 2 positions on a day like today? You know, I was teaching this in a lesson last night. If they're completely uncorrelated, I may consider it, Michael. You know, if they're a little correlated, sure, I'll buy 2, but I'll just buy half a position of each. So it's like buying 1. But you know, if something was, there was a gold and there was, you know, tobacco or something, yeah, I would consider it. If they were completely in different business sectors, I would consider it. Frank has a surprise fact. News Radio reports that the use by date stamped on food packaging has no official regulation behind it. Interesting. So it just kind of there to make you feel better, or someone's best guess. Steve is long DoorDash, everyone. Steve is long DoorDash at 174.99 on the 520 EMA crossover. All right, so I'm going to have to get rid of SGP. I've always had a hard time pronouncing that, so that's just another reason to get rid of it. All right, so I am getting rid of that right now with the close under the 200-day moving average. Taking my loss on that here and here. All right, so I only have one position left there, which is the SPY. And I am looking at AMD and possibly Caterpillar. If I bought both of these today, everyone, I would buy half positions. I would buy half. I mean, yes, they're not really that correlated, but still, you know, if I buy them, I will buy a half. But I'm not buying Caterpillar unless we close above the 30 RSI. All right, well, we're making a little bit of a comeback here. VIX has given up quite a bit. Like I mentioned, Steve did buy DoorDash with the 520 crossover. That's his back-tested signal. And right here it shows the 520 crossover has taken place. I already own DoorDash on the weekly, so I'm not going to be following his lead on that because I already own it. but up nice today, 4.64%. Wow. Let's take a look at love here. Bounced, rejected the 250-day moving average above, now down only now down 3%. All righty. Caterpillar very close to closing, so I'm going to go ahead and buy AMD right now. I am going to buy a full position. So I did buy AMD there with the V1 rejection of 200-day moving average. Caterpillar could get there. I think what I'll do if it does, I'll buy half position. Then I'll have a 1.5 position, so I'll accommodate that. Oh, Lord. Okay. Have to do that, huh? All right. Looking for the Caterpillar over the 30 RSI. So I already bought AMD. I'm just going to kind of stock Caterpillar here to see if it closes over the 30. And it could. It definitely could. All right, well, things look like they're rallying a little bit. Not quite there on Caterpillar, but it is close. 1 minute to go, everyone. 1 minute to go. So I'm just looking to see whether or not we're getting a close over the 30 RSI on Caterpillar. It's very, very close. And now we're above. So I'm going to try to wait this out a little bit longer, see if it really will hold the 30. Now it's under, now it's over, now it's under. So I'll just do my best here. If it closes above the 30, I mean, I'll do my best with however many seconds we have left. Currently it's under, so currently it's a no-go. Now it's over. All right, I bought it. Yes, and I got it over 30 RSI. Woo! How about that, everybody? Not bad, huh? Not too shabby. Not too shabby. So, wow, where did we end up? Dow down 724. NASDAQ down 152. S&P down 68 points. So a little bit of a rally here in the last part of the day. Let's look at the Qs. And yeah, big nice rally there at the end of the day in the Qs. So, all right, let's take a look, see where I bought what I bought. All right, so I did buy SPY, the overnight SPY trade at 424.97. I did buy Caterpillar, a half position at 203.14, and I did buy AMD. Thank you for that, Tim, at 86.41. Good job on finding trades, everyone. Good job. I appreciate it too. I had some company today, so I wasn't able to look as close as I normally would like to. But thank you so much for coming out and helping me find some trades. Okay, so SPY, overnight SPYer. Ooh, that was a cruncher. All right, overnight SPY at 424.97. Caterpillar I bought at 203.14. With that confluence of signals. And AMD, got a pretty good price on AMD, 86.41. Good relative strength, V1, rejection of the 200-day moving average, good clean trade there. So that's what I bought. So I know a lot of you have positions. Be interesting to see what you've done with these today. So if you are one of my students and you have a new change that you'd like me to update, please go ahead, put them in the live stream, and I will do my very best to get to them after I talk a little bit about business on my end. So I do teach private one-on-one lessons in the evening time via Skype. I love to teach. I think I do a really good job with it. I know I teach a really good course. It's 15 hours total, just one-on-one, just you and I. Best way to learn. I teach you all 5 of my trading approaches that I've been using over the last 25 years. I teach you step by step. It's really important to me that my students succeed, like really important to me. Important to me personally, important to my brand. So I put a lot of work into these lessons. I burn a lot of calories in these lessons because I want my students to do well. And if you become one of my students, I will want you to do well. I promise you that, and I will work very hard in how I explain things and the practices that we go through and the repetition and the simulation trades. So, you will be a better trader if you take this course. I have no doubt about that. The cost is $1,750, but it's worth every single penny. I promise you. So if you, one day wake up and you say, hey, I really do want to become a better trader, I can help you do that. Just send me an email. Email's in the description of this video. All you have to do is write me and say, Greg, I'm interested in your course. I'll write back and say, great, let's set up a Skype call. Skype call's free. I just want to talk to you about, learn a little bit more about you and your trading, what your challenges are, what your goals are. It's a good time for you to ask me questions about the course. And then when we're done with the Skype call, think about it as long as you want. And one day, if you decide this is the day, write me back and we will get it scheduled and we will start the lessons. And I promise you will like the lessons. Number 2, I do have a really good video course on udemy.com. I teach you the deep dip by stock trading strategy. It's a really solid course. It's 9.5 hours of video, 26 videos total, 15 study guides. And John Marsh, if you're out there, you have that link, and I hope you watch it, bud. And please give your best to my dad, kind of like my dad too, but to your dad, and let me know if you have any questions. And I'm excited for you to get going with that course. But it's over on udemy.com. The link's in the description. It's $12. It's well worth the money, I promise you, and it will help you learn some good trading principles. And I've gotten lots and lots of good feedback and reviews on that course from all over the world. And then lastly, if you like today's podcast, I would appreciate it if you could hit the thumbs up button. It does help to build the channel. It helps to keep the channel around. It lets YouTube know that there's some valuable content here. And all you have to do is just hit that little thumbs up button. It takes a half a second. And if you have already today, thank you so much. And if you haven't, but you enjoyed, I'd appreciate it if you could before you click on out of here. Okay, I'm done with business. Now, let's see. I know we have some stuff going on here. So Steve exited WDC with a loss of the 30. All right, got you out of there, Steve. Good trade. And when I say good trade, doesn't mean it has to be a winning trade. It was a good trade because Steve followed his rules. Took a little bit of a loss here on Monster Energy, but another good trade, Steve, for following your rules. Steve is long DoorDash. Okay, and so we'll add Steve. I have DoorDash as a weekly trade. I used blue, so let's use green for Steve. On the 520 crossover, Steve bought it at $174.99, so he got a nice little price there. Steve. 520 EMA cross. Frank says stopped out of UNH at the open, half position AMD. All right, so let's go with Frank one. I called you Grank. Frank, 1/2. Okay. And then you stopped out of UNH at the open. Well, good. So that was a profitable trade. Oh, not XLU. What am I doing? UNH. Okay. At the open. That's the place to do it. All right, so we got to add a UNH there, Frank. Steve is long go-go at $9.95. Okay, I didn't even know we were looking at that one. Go-go. $9.95. Hey, it's at $9.99. Already in the money. $9.95. All right, got you down there, Steve. David is in AMD. Okay. Ava is out of CSGP. Yeah, that one wasn't very kind to us. XLU. All right, profitable trade. Way to go, Ava. BNTX. Oh, you took profits there at 247. Way to go. Nice to have a green one on a down day, huh? In Sony, that makes sense. All right. And AMD. Kamal is in A, B, and B. Okay. Under 30, over 30 looks like. Okay. And Ava is out of UVXY. I was wondering what was going to happen with that. What a trade, everybody. Let's congratulate Ava on a 23.2% move. Wowzers, Batman. Very nice, Ava. So proud of you. And that was the little higher low that we talked about. Tracy said, we kept GSP and we took it on the 520. Okay. So let me... You took the 520, so you're still in it. That makes sense. And we took it on the 520, and it closed above the 20 still. We bought CAT. All right, so CAT, a pillar. DD. Out of IWM. Yeah, didn't close back above the 30. And ZBH. That one's gone. Okay. Okay. We are getting through all of this. And remember, everybody, Thursday and Friday I am not going to be here. I have a little project I'm working on, so I will not be here this Thursday and Friday. And I'll keep reminding you. Tracy says, Ava is amazing. Yes, she really is. There is no doubt about that. Ava says, many thanks to Greg's guidance for all those nice trades. You are welcome. Gary says, greetings, Greg and group from Southern Florida. Here for a quick vacation. Just caught the end of the podcast. CSGP you're out of. Okay. Hope you have a good vacation down there, Gary. So I still have Jonathan in there and the dynamic duo. All right. Let's see what's going on after hours here. AMD is even. Boeing is down a little bit. Caterpillar's up a little bit. Disney's up 85 cents. That's good. What about the Qers? Up 5 cents. SPY up 2 cents. So up a smidge. All right. Well, listen, if you have any other questions, any comments, anything I can help you with, any jokes, any fun facts, any sports facts, or just need clarification on anything we discussed today, just feel free, put it in the live stream. I will definitely try to get to it, do my best to answer your question. Before I do that, just want to remind everybody, I like this saying by Martin Kornfeld, if we all do one random act of kindness daily, we just might set the world in the right direction. Makes sense. Let's go out and do one random act of kindness today for another human being. Let's go out and do one for an animal. It's going to make their day. It's going to make your day. And it doesn't really cost anything. And maybe someday someone will be there for you as well. So always like to leave off the podcast with this. Ava says, you're too nice, Tracy. I've had my share of losers too. Well, we definitely all have, haven't we? But look, Ava saw the signal. And it was a valid signal. Higher low V1, higher low V1s in V2s, in my experience, have the best chance of becoming a trend. But we'll get into that another time, but that's what that was based on. But glad to see you lock that in, Ava. Really, really am. Let's look what the indexes look like. Well, held to 50 for now on the SPY. The Qs held the -1 ATR channel. There is some support there. There's a big gap here. Will we fill that gap? I don't know. Ava says, thanks everyone. All thanks to Greg. No, no, no. Ava spends many, many hours a day studying charts. It's thanks to Ava and being motivated to want to learn, Ava. I like my AMD trade here. And I like everyone else's trades as well. I like the Sony trade. I like the 520 crossover, that back test well. IWM. IWM. I think I just didn't take that off of there. And then GoGo, that's a new one. I don't even know what GoGo is. It's a cool name though. It's a cool name. So again, this is what it looks like for me. Overnight SPY trade. Caterpillar with the rejection of the 30 RSI, the rejection of the -30 ATR channel, the rejection of the 200-day moving average, good risk to reward, and then AMD here with the V1 rejection of the 200-day moving average. So that's what it looks like today. That's what it looks like today. And the VIX trade did very, very well today, but that's on the weekly, so we will take a look at that on Wednesday. But I guess I will show that this is unheard of to hit 2 profit targets on a Monday, on a weekly. It has to go up a lot. You can see this is up 14.36% since I bought this on Friday. I mean, glad to have it, right? But almost got close to that third. I mean, sometimes you can go weeks without a profit target because they're so large above you. So this was good. Michael says, thank you for everything, Greg. You are certainly welcome, Michael. And appreciate everything that you do for this channel and all your input. Johnson says, can I ask you a question? Yes. In your experience, which one is the stronger support? The -30 RSI or the -3rd ATR channel? That's an excellent question. So the answer to that would be the 30 RSI. If something goes under 30 and over 30 RSI, that is a standalone signal for me, Johnson. If something goes under the -3rd and over the -3rd, that is not a standalone signal for me. If I get an under 30, over 30, along with the under the -3rd, over the -3rd, it's better than just the 30 RSI by itself. But I would not take an under the third, over the under the -3rd, over the -3rd just by itself as a standalone signal. I use it as an add-on signal. But so the answer to that question, the stronger support is the 30 RSI compared to the -3rd ATR channel. Kamal says, thank you, Greg. Have a great day, traders. You as well, Kamal. Thank you, my friend. Waterbender says, thanks, Greg, and have a nice evening, everyone. You are certainly welcome, and glad your losses weren't that large today. All right, well, if anyone has any other questions, let me know. Johnston says, thank you, Greg. You're welcome, sir. And yeah, proud of Ava today on that trade. I think that was a good move getting out of it. I mean, it could go up tomorrow, but still, look, I mean, what percent was that? It was huge, right? Paxton says, thanks, Greg, and all of the great traders, mentors, and poets. I agree with that, 100%. And good to see you, Packy. UVXY up 23.2% today. Wow. Good for you, Ava. All right, well, I guess I'll wrap it up, everybody. If you have hit the thumbs up button today, I really appreciate that. And like I said, if you haven't, but you like something that was said today, or if you learned something, If you could hit it on the way out, I would really, really appreciate that. So anyway, hope everyone stayed pretty safe today. You know, sometimes we feel like the market's never going to go up again, but it will, right? And just a couple weeks ago, no one ever thought the market was going to go down again, but it did. So there is an ebb and flow. There is a yin and yang to this. Just make sure you're patient. Just make sure you look for good risk to reward ratios at significant support levels. So, all right, I've got to run the U.S. legal disclaimer on the way out. Thanks again so much, everyone, and have a good rest of your day. Bye-bye. U.S. government required disclaimer. Stock, options, futures, and forex trading is not appropriate for everyone. While there is a potential for large rewards, there is also a substantial risk of loss associated with trading. The material in this video or live broadcast is not geared towards any particular individual or to any particular financial situation and is not intended to meet the particular investment objectives of any viewer. This video or live broadcast, like all instructional materials produced by Gossett Trading and Mentoring LLC, is created and published for informational and educational purposes only. Any and all information contained in, implied, or referenced by this video or live broadcast is not to be construed as investment advice, and no representation is made that any individual or entity involved in production of this video or live broadcast is an investment or financial advisor or is registered or authorized to give any financial advice. We are publishers and educators only. Therefore, the various producers of this video or live broadcast will not accept liability for any loss or damage of any kind which may arise either directly or indirectly out of the use of any of this material, including any loss of profit. No representation is made that any account or investment will or is likely to achieve the profit or losses demonstrated. We recommend consultation with a licensed and qualified professional before making any investment decision. This video or live broadcast is not to be construed as an offer to buy or sell any security, financial instrument, or financial product of any kind. Notice is hereby given that any individual or entity involved in production of this video or live broadcast or their clients may have an interest in any security, financial instrument, or financial product mentioned or referenced. Any simulated or hypothetical performance result depicted does not represent actual trading and therefore may under or overcompensate for the impact of various market factors such as lack of liquidity. Thank you.